Children, so we are going to start the security and ethics from the place that we have already started during the second term. So, as I remember, we have already started from the plain text or the ciphertext. So, plain text is a normal text data before it goes through the encryption. I hope that you all remember about the encryption, but I will explain it again. Encryption means giving a password to a document and secure the document before we send it to another receiver. So plain text means before encryption there should be a document or data. We call it as the plain text. Next one is a ciphertext. It is output from an encryption algorithm. Ciphertext means whatever that receiver receives through an email or from another way through the internet. So whatever that he is getting is the ciphertext. So ciphertext we cannot understand because it is already encrypted. You can see the diagram below. You can see the plain text, which is we can read properly after encryption. Encryption means giving a key or a password and secure it. Then you can see the ciphertext here. Ciphertext means which we cannot read. And also we can say that other receivers who is attacking the emails or we call them as the hackers, they cannot enter into this text. So after receiver receives a text, that means ciphertext, he need to decrypt it. Decrypt means he need to use the same key and find out or the password to get the document. After that, we are going to the authentication. Authentication is used to verify that data comes from a trusted source. It works with encryption to strengthen the internet security. Authentication means as simple as take an example. When we are giving the phone to others, if they doesn't know the password, they can't enter into our mobile phone or they can't use our mobile phone because it is already encrypted or use the password. That is the authentication. How we can protect our data from using encryption, we call it as the authentication. Authentication can be used as more secure way of data protection, especially online. Most of the authentication is using while we are working with the internet or the online. It is used to verify that data comes from trusted source. So only the user can use the password, or user is the person who knows the password, then he is the one who can use the bank account. So that is a trusted source. So the web server would then ask the user to verify by adding additional details such as telephone numbers or certain questions. This is useful as prevent loss of personal data and identity theft. That means this protection or authentication useful to us because it is already protecting our data without giving the data to another person who is unknown. We call them as the identity theft. Okay, next example of authentication. Password. When we give a password, our data is secure because you are the person who is using the password or only the person who knows the password. Then digital signature. This system is based on public key encryption. It is a method used to ensure an electronic document is authenticated. That means when we passing a document or through a secure source through an internet, so we are using this digital signature to authenticate our document. Biometric security relies on unique characteristics of human beings such as fingerprint scanners, retina scanners, face recognition, and voice recognition. Most of your mobile phones are using such kind of authentications. That means biometric authentications. Even security zones using these kind of authentications. That means fingerprint scans, retina scans, that means scanning the eye, face recognition system, most of the mobile phones now it's there, voice recognition system. Next, these different types of security protocols are very safe method security personal data. Above given security protocols or security methods are protectable. It can be protect our data while passing through the internet. Retina scans are more secure as it is next to impossible to find a way to duplicate the blood vessel patterns. Retina scan is the more secure one because blood vessels cannot be duplicated. Denial of service, we call it as the DOS. DOS attack. DOS attack occurs when multiple systems flood the resources of target system, usually one or more web servers. DOS attack means when an attacker or a hacker targets several web servers. That means different web servers. As we learned before, we have already learned Google has a web server, even Yahoo has their own unique web server. If a person can attack all these web servers at once, we call it as a DOS attack or denial of service. A denial of service attack is a cyber attack. It is a very popular attack. We call it as a cyber attack. Most of the countries, they will face this attack, in which the preparator seeks to make the machine or network resource unable, identify, or temporary, or even it can be a permanent. Because cyber attackers, we call them as the crackers. We call them as the crackers because these things are illegal things. If they want to hack a system, or else if they want to destroy a system, they used to do this attack, in which the preparator seeks to make the machine or network resource unavailable. That means the attacker can unavailable or make the system unavailable to the users. That means users cannot use the system again because of the cyber attacks. Disrupting the services of a host or connect to the internet. So this is done by or through the internet. So most of the countries facing this cyber attack, but they can come over it. Such an attack is often the result of multiple compromised systems flooding the targeted system with traffic. Flooding the targeted system means using some protocols or using data and sending those data through the emails or from any other ways and make a traffic in front of the drawing a traffic in front of the server, web server. So other people cannot access the web server because of lot of data which is given by the attacker. So we call it as the make the traffic of the protocol system. Install antivirus software, firewall protection. Be cautious about pop-up ads. So this is the way that we can avoid this DOS attack. We can install the antivirus software. It should be a licensed software. Firewall protection. Firewall protection also we can get from our operating system. Be cautious about pop-up ads. Pop-up ads means when we go to the websites, we can see most of the pop-up and pop-down ads. So we should not click those kind of ads because it can be an attack. So here it's given some sort of a diagram which is showing you the DOS attack. Attackers, internet, you can see the red line which is going through the targeted servers. Attackers sending the data through those red lines. Then when actual users access the targeted servers, they cannot make it because it is already flooded from the data which is sent by the attackers. So we call it as the DOS attack. Computer ethics. Computer ethics is a set of principles set out to regulate the use of computers. Three factors are considered. Student, this is the ethics means how computers or internet is used. There are some principles which is following by the internet while we using the internet. We can consider following three factors. First one is intellectual property rights. This covers copying of software without permission of owners. So you cannot copy any software without a permission from the software owner. That is a one principle which is giving when we working through the internet, we cannot use a software without the permission from the owner. Privacy issues. This covers hacking and illegal access of another person's personal data. Privacy issues, that means this is also another principle. This principle is covers hacking and illegal access from another person's personal data. So that is illegal. Effect of computers on society. This covers factors such as job losses and social impacts, so on. Effects of computers on society. Some kind of effects occur while they are working. Some kind of people, those who are in the companies, they used to hack their own systems. So these kind of things are illegal. So because of that, so it affects the computers on the society. That is also one kind of a principle. These are the three principles which need to be followed by the users. Free software. Free software is as users have freedom to run, copy, change or adopt free software. There are a lot of free softwares in the internet that we can download. As an example, we can say Google Chrome, F-Spot, AbiWord. These are all free softwares which we can download from the internet without paying any amount of money. So as a user, if we want to change the software, we can do so because it is already free for the users. Users are allowed to do the following: run the software for any legal purpose, read the source code, pass the software. Run the software for any legal purpose. You can run the software, or else you can use the software with any legal purpose, any purpose that you like. Read the source code. Source code means we can find out the source code of a software and we can change the source code as we wish. We can add some options as we wish and we can delete the option which is there already using the source code. Pass the software. Passing the software means sharing the software to others. That is, users are allowed to do following things. All these three things. Freeware. Users are allowed to download from the internet free of charge. No fees are needed once finished downloading. So these kind of, you can see the picture which is there below. These are the softwares which is there to download free of charge. You don't need to pay any number of cost. Example include Adobe, Skype, etc. So Skype and Adobe, they are giving the free softwares to us. We can download it without paying any money. Users aren't allowed to study or modify the source code and replicate it into new software. Below given softwares are not allowed to change the source code. That means we cannot change it. Only we can do it. We can download these softwares for a free. Next thing, or the final thing, is the shareware. Shareware users are allowed to use the software for a free period of time by trial. These softwares are not for the free, but if we want to use it, we can use it only for a given period. That means it can be a 3 months, 1 month, or else 1 week. So we can use it. We can find out whether the software is good or not bad. By the end of the trial, users are recommended to purchase the software. After finishing the limited period, users can buy the software. Usually, trial software is a downgrade version of the full one. And when purchased, the user is allowed to receive content updates from the software. So after we trial software is full one. That means software which is given from the trial, also the full software that we need to buy, the same software that we need to buy. After buying the software, they are giving the updates of the software. It can be monthly, or when there is a new update comes, it's updating automatically. There are copyright laws, so obviously users aren't allowed to study or pass on the source code. So shareware is not allowed to study or pass on the source code. That means it is not available, the source code. They are not giving the source code because it is not allowed to pass or study the source code. That means users cannot change the source code as they wish. Examples of shareware are Netflix. Okay, children, I think this video will be useful for you all to do your studies at home. Please listen to the video and write down the notes. They are in your writing book. God bless you.